Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ina, and in this video we're going to set up my reading journal. It will be part 1. I'll explain a little bit later why it's part 1. The journal is Antique Floral from Arch and Olive. It's 8 by 8. It'll be my first time using 8 by 8 size, and it's going to be kind of interesting. I usually don't read a lot of books. My goal for 2026 is to read approximately 24 to 40 books, plus or minus here and there. But goal is like 40 books. So it's not a lot of books, but I'm using like 8 by 8. But this is where part 1 comes in. But before I'm gonna explain that, I kind of want to explain what I'm doing over here. This is going to be my cover page. The paper is from Etsy. You purchase a PDF file, and you get the papers. This one is from one of the shops. It's really beautiful. It's pretty. I just printed on a regular printer paper and then used a double-sided tape that I purchased at Daiso. Daiso has really nice double-sided tapes, and they have different thickness, so they're really nice. So this is what I'm using. The brown paper that you see over here is the one that I made myself. I just I had the regular paper, a regular printer paper, and I just brew some tea and just let the pages sit in the tea mixture. There's a lot of YouTube videos available how you could make it. I just watched a couple of TikTok and I was like, oh, it's just a simple concept, so that's what I did. And the longer you let it sit, the darker it gets. So I just left it overnight. I was like, I'm not in a hurry. And then the next day I just took the paper and just put it outside for air dry, and that's it. And the other paper that you see me put over here is also from an Etsy shop, but it's not a good um shop. What I'm saying is, even this girl, she's beautiful and stuff, but I had so hard time to get the project. I had to contact the seller multiple times. Not only that, I kind of figure out how to download the images. And usually Etsy, you could even go right now. If you lost that project, you could just download the zip file and you'll be fine. I cannot even download the stuff that I purchased. So this is why I'm like, I don't want to even include it in the description box, because it's such a hassle and I don't want to kind of recommend something that is not really good. But I will recommend another Etsy shop that I purchased, which is really amazing, and I had the easiest time to extract files. It's a similar concept. I didn't include it in this setup because I didn't have it the the zip files, but I have it now from a different shop. It's like similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. But it's so much easier to extract the files. So the next part is going to be my index. I'm going to make an index because I'm going to be using this journal for multiple years. I'm thinking maybe till 2028, because it's such a big journal. I will have enough space to write reviews for all the books. And if I'm, for example, in 2026, I will only read maybe, who knows, maybe 20 books. That's not a lot of pages used up. So this is why I'm going to be using it for several years, and this is where part 1 comes in. For the index, I decided to include even reviews of the books that I read. I was like thinking, and I even went on Pinterest. I was looking, how do people include index? Like, what do they exactly write? Do they write like for each book which the review comes in, or where everything stuff is? But I was like, I will include it everywhere, whatever. I will just do what I want to do, and if I don't like it, I don't like it. I could use like make a difference. Maybe the next reading journal I will set up. This journal is not number paged, so you will have to number page it. But for a little bit that you have been like number page and you already know what kind of page is going to be upcoming. If you're like on the page 40 and you're doing a review for a book, and the next page of course is going to be 41, so it gets pretty easy. The first setups are kind of harder, and sometimes you're like, do I include this and this, or how do I put it? But then after a while you get it, you just get it. So why I'm calling it the part one is because I decided to do something different. So a lot of times you have this plan of like to be read, or 20 books, for example, 26 books in 2026, and you want to read all those 26 books, but towards the end of the year you get and you're like, I haven't even done half of the books. I done it. And a lot of times you're like, yeah, I wish I could read this one. But for me, I'm kind of in a mood reader, and then I would see something on like TikTok, on Instagram, even Goodreads, even in a library, they have like special like deal, and I would pick up that book instead of reading my 2020 like to be read that I want to, like, goals that I want to read. So that way, that goals I kind of push back, because you can't read too many books. I cannot read too many books. Um, one thing I could say is like, I'm really like, how do people read so many books? Like, how exactly? Maybe because I read with a physical book more, and what I seen people like on TikTok, um, reading more audiobooks. So maybe there's the difference between me reading it with like physical books and versus them. Maybe that's kind of a difference. But I love also audiobooks. I read one of the book, and the audiobook was so good. And I knew 100% if I would have read the book physically, I would not have enjoyed it that much as an audiobook. So audiobooks are really amazing. Also, you could read the book, like listen to the book without having a physical book. But let's continue over here. So over here, you see me cutting off the paper. I'm going to set up something. This is going to be novels that I want to read. It's not going to be included for like 2026. This is for all the years that I'm going to have this journal. For example, if I'm going to have this journal till like 2030, I'm going to have this journal till like 2030, and I will just include it. What I'm talking about will make a little bit sense when I'm going to stick the stickers, the cover of the books. The cover of the books I print out on sticker paper. I use the online label, and it's the waterproof paper. I will link it down below. It's really nice paper. I really like it. It's kind of pricey. I will link also another paper from online paper that I also like using. This one is a little bit cheaper and it does tears quicker, but it's also really nice quality. I printed out when um I just ordered some kind of papers, and I was like, I really like them. They're totally fine. So I will link both of them. And also you could get them on Amazon, which is also really nice. So what I'm saying is I will include in this section all the books that I want to read, and I'll be adding more and more and more books. This is why the Dutch door coming in. It was not my first time creating a Dutch door, but it was really intimidating because it was kind of scary. I didn't know if I would like it, if I will enjoy it, and how will like be. And I kind of regret doing it at the same time, but at the same time I kind of like it. I really like the washi tape that I picked up. All the washi tape, the top washi tape is from Sticker Guru. She's no longer open, and I'm really sad about it because I loved her shop. I love her foil, the washi tape and everything. And I wish she would reopen and have the subscription that she had. Like, I loved her washi. And the bottom and the side washi is from Hobby Lobby. I think they came as a set of 3 or 4, I think so. Or there was like two brown ones and the two darker ones, but they came as a set. They're really nice. I picked them for fall, but then I kind of liked it over here. My inspiration was, a lot of the inspiration was from the journal itself, because it's like an antique floral. It kind of reminds me of like the Beauty and the Beast. So this is what I mean about having cover pages, the cover of the books. So those are the books that I want to read. Some of them you will see in my like flip through. I did remove because I realized that I no longer want to read them. Some of them I realized that they had the series. So this is why I removed them, and I put them in a series section. Some of them are part of like the series, but I was like, they're kind of a standalone book, so they could be the way they are. Not only that, I also included star rating, which I also made it myself. I did purchase um, a zip file, like PDF file from a shop. We'll link her down below for the star rating, and then I resized the stars, the star rating. And it's so nice because I could have like really, really tiny ones. The size of the cover, the book covers, is 1 inch tall and 0.63 to 0.65 in width. This is kind of I do it in inches. I don't know how many centimeters there is, and so I put all the stars for the books that I want to read. So that way, it's going to be like an overview, and which with every year I will choose a color, and then we'll see how many books I will finish in each year, and it'll be fun. I feel like it's gonna be fun to see, like, for example, if I'm gonna pick like green for 2026, and how many green ratings is gonna be, and maybe in 2027 I'm gonna pick, like, I don't know, brown or maybe pink, who knows. So it'll be really fun. So, and also one thing also I did, I kind of wanted to leave it the way they are, like the stickers. And then when I finish reading, to have like a border, like with a marker, just color the border. But then I realized I think so this glue stick was on the sides and it would stick to like a sweater. I had another sweater and it was like a fluffy one, and all the fluff would get underneath the stickers, so I would get like a black fibers all over the notebook, and it would stick. And then I realized that if you're gonna color around the sticker in a marker, it doesn't do that. So then I went back and color in all the boxes. And the stickers, I'd also put the star ratings. I did pre-cut them myself. It was a lot because they were really, really tiny, but it was so easy. I just put on a movie. I think it was a movie. I think so. I was watching something, a TV show, and I just cut this. It was like easy. And then also one thing I decided to add, I first add this, some of the stickers over here, and then I added them on the bottom. Those are like, I want to like moral or nonfiction books to be on the bottom side. Not on the bottom side, on the bottom, the whole bottom row is going to be nonfiction related. This way, I will, if I want to read a nonfiction or if I want to include a nonfiction book, I will have it on the bottom, and I could just I keep adding and adding them, and it's kind of a nice thing. Also, it will keep me in check if I want to like add in everything. So it's kind of nicer, I feel like. So this is how it's kind of everything coming out. This is why I was said it was like a part one. And several of the books that I want to read is something that I kind of was looking and seeing what other people wanted to read. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Also, adding on more and more books. If I want to read, it would be cool. And I just want to see how it will look by the end of the year. I know by the end of the year, I might not read a lot, but then I'm like thinking, then the upcoming year and seeing how my progress has went, and if any of the books that I wanted to finish, I finished. And also, it will keep track of all the books that I want to read. Also, not only that, I'm a visual person, so seeing all the books visually is really good for me to keep track on them. I did do once like a want to read list of books, and I was so confused in several of the books, and I was like, I don't know what is going on or which book is that. So this time I decided to have it as a visually, like seeing it, have print out all the books and have it the way it is. So the next part is going to be series I want to read. And this is where it's tricky because series is harder versus novels. Novels is just a standalone book. You just stick a book and you forget it. Versus series, this is where a hard time comes in. Because sometimes they have novellas. Sometimes they keep adding books. Sometimes you don't realize that a book is upcoming. And this is where it's kind of harder versus novels, but I still added all the books that I want to read in series, especially series keep track. It's really hard. So some of the series I did stick them in the paper, and then I realized that some of them came out with additional books. Also, my sister was, I showed her my journal. I was like, oh, look how cool it is and stuff. And she's like, oh, this book series and this book series has an additional book. And I was like, no, I didn't. So I had to take the stickers off and reposition them in a different location. And I was like, it's fine. I don't think so. I will read all the books that I have over here. And by the time I would have to restart a new journal, I might have everything updated and some of the series will be completed. So it'll be totally fine. So it's I'm not gonna bother and fuss about it. And if I'm not going to get through half of them, I'm also totally fine. It's something that books keep getting added and added. There's so many genres, there's so many other stuff that it's totally fine. The washi tape that I'm using, the green one, is from the Christmas collection, and it was from Hobby Lobby, and the brown one also from Hobby Lobby. And I find it to be interesting how I didn't need any more of the Christmas washi tapes, but I really like the green washi tape. This is why I only bought it because it went really well with the journal. So this is all my series that I want to read. I also added a little bit more. And the books covers that I get are from Amazon. Amazon really has a really great quality of pictures. Goodreads sometimes have the pictures really small, and sometimes they're not really clear. And also, one thing I realized that when it comes to series, Amazon has a better counting, not counting, but keep track of upcoming series versus Goodreads doesn't. For example, one of the book series that I want to read, which I didn't include it over here, I added a little bit later. They on Goodreads it shows that there's only three books, but turn out there's another book coming out. The only reason I knew is because my sister told me. So I was like, oh, so the new book is coming out. This is why I was like, Amazon is kind of better to copy the pictures from. And then I just put them in Word documents and resize them the way I want it, and stick it over here and keep track of them. I do save them in my folders, and I name them and everything, so that way they'll be really easy to even search up in a not Word document, in the files. So this is my all my series that I kind of want to read. Not everything, but there's a lot of good ones that I want to read. My preference of reading is romance, history romance, then thrillers. I love mystery. I really love the mystery and who done it. My soft spot for CSI is Crime Scene Investigator, the one from I think it's in '99. Oh, so good. I still remember the first episode. There's something about it because I rewatched the show so many times. I love the show. And then Criminal Minds, I love what else that I love Rizzoli and Isles. Like I love documentary, Mr. Sullivan documentaries. I love a lot of those genres. This is why I love reading all about it. Which one thing is, I'm not really surprised when it comes to thrillers and whodunit mystery. A lot of times I do figure out what is going on. Sometimes I do not, because I am not really paying attention to like some of the details, and then sometimes I'm like, oh, this was different. And I don't really judge the books really harshly, especially thrillers, because knowing myself, I will probably figure out um, even not even mid the book. Sometimes I even could figure out what will kind of happen. The situation will happen in like maybe 3 chapters to 5 chapters. It just I guess after watching so many police drama and crime solving drama, that I kind of have the eye for details. And with books, because books are physical, you cannot add a lot of like details. A lot of stuff could be like visually versus books, you cannot like see it. You have to like explain some of the details. Only if you will like hide the details, and then when you will reveal and we will not know. Maybe, like for example, the only TV show that I'm always like, who done it? I'm so like surprised is Murder She Wrote. That's because they write the story in who done it really harder versus than it is, and I'm like, this is a smart move. But a couple episodes, I do figure out who done it because the kind of it's obviously, but some of them not so easy, and this is what I love Murder She Wrote. It's also one of my favorite TV shows. But this is how it looks. All the books that I want to read, and it's really nice part. I hope it's gonna maybe help you guys, even maybe even set up an extra journal. You could buy maybe a 5 journal and include it similar to like this. Keep track of your books. Maybe half of the you could like divide the notebook into half. The first half is novels that you want to read, and the second section could be like series that you want to keep track. There's also maybe the first couple of pages are the maybe series that are finished. They're no longer gonna be coming out, and maybe move the upcoming series maybe a little bit later. Of course, this is why I kind of wanted to have an 8 by 8 journal, because it's big. I could include this section, and I really love how everything turned out. And I have been adding some of the stickers. I have removed some of the stickers and relocated them to another section, because I realized there was also additional stickers like novellas and stuff, and you will see it in my flip through a little bit more on that. One of the books, I realized that they had like couple novellas in between the books, and there was, I think so, like 9 more books. Also added a little bit more, and I have also, after you kind of figure out a little bit and a little bit more, you're like, oh, I need to fix this and move it a little bit further to make it better for how I want to look. But this is how everything turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you. Bye bye.